Hello. Oh, that worked. I thought I would have an intro this time. Try and like set the scene a little bit before we get started. So if you're here, let me know. Because I am using StreamYards and I have a little bit of like insight what I can see and what I can't see, but it says there's some people here. So if you're here, welcome. Let me just try and set the scene a little bit here. Oh, hello. Let's see. Bear with me here because I'm trying some new things out. Gemma, well, hello. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here on today's live stream. Okay, let me just start. It's going to be a little bit experimental today because I have a few new things that I'm trying out here. Go on, let's go with the comments. Love your content. Thank you so much. Well, okay. Well, that's what it's about today. This is just, I know I've got something quite serious on the thumbnail, but to be fair, it's going to be kind of a mixed bag. It's going to be a little bit of more laid back. As you can see, I'm not today. I'm not like really like heavily structured like my normal videos, and I'm just trying to. I don't know. I want a balance. I want a balance of. Sometimes, you know, things need to be a bit more put together and a bit more serious, and then I feel like the live streams need to be more chilled. Well, I think I need that because if I was like planning it all out, it would all go wrong anyway. So what's the point of planning it all out? Might as well just, you know, just be more spontaneous, which really today was a bit spontaneous because originally I wasn't planning any live shows. It was kind of originally I was supposed to do this on Thursday, and a few things came up this week, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna see what happens. So basically I was gonna do like live stream on a Thursday, and then on a Sunday is basically member only live stream. You know, so I obviously gonna make sure I do my member only live streams because obviously channel support, well, the channel supporters, because that's obviously one of the perks that I give to anyone who becomes a channel supporter. So I will definitely be doing the Sunday one because kind of like that's the deal. But the live show on the Thursday was just kind of like I had too much on that day and I couldn't do it. So I'm doing it today instead. Let's see. Kirsty, yeah. Hello. Nice to see you, Kirsty, and thank you for being here. And thank you for being a channel supporter as well. Really means a lot to me that you've joined that. There's going to be a live show as well tomorrow. So I need to plan something for that one because I want that to be a bit more structured as well. Today's like slightly planned. I kind of, if we're just chill and I take it easy, I don't put too. If I don't put too much involved into it, it'd be quite fun or something like that. So yeah, let's just keep it chilled and then we'll go with the flow. Okay, it's not going to be so structured. This. So where was I? Yeah. So this is. Oh God, I don't know if this mic's too close to me as well. maybe it might be a bit too close. If there's any problems with the sound or anything like that, just let me know. Because in fact, one moment. I mean, I'm gonna put this muffler on here. Yeah. Hello. This should be better. But it might be too close because I put the gauge on it for like normally like out of the way, because normally the microphone is kind of like down here somewhere. So this is quite close. But it's all experimental, really. I don't know. Let's see. Normally when I watch the show after, because I do watch myself after, I don't have a problem with that. I'm quite chill with that. I'll end up watching it after and I'll be thinking, oh, okay, yeah, that was interesting. Even though I'm the one that said it. And I'll notice things like, that's why that didn't work. Okay. But that's a good thing. If you're going to do YouTube, you should watch yourself after. What else we got here? So what do you say, Kirsty? And you know something? I've got my screen right miles away. I've got this small screen. It's miles away from me. So that's why I keep going like that. But if I'm a little bit smarter and I zoom in, let me see. Where's this zoom? Right. I can zoom in on the screen, so I don't have to keep looking forward. Okay, it's decided it won't zoom in. You just have to bear with me today because, like I said, this is my experimental. I should have called it the experimental stream, really. Nope, it won't zoom in. Okay, I'll look forward. We all need to support each other in these difficult times. Yes, Kirsty. Well, I mean, okay, I'm gonna be jumping around everything tonight. Well, I think if anybody's been watching my videos, you can see obviously what I'm trying to say, and I've tried to reply. One of the reasons I'm actually decided to do the stream tonight is because I felt like it's been difficult for me to reply. One of the things I say on my videos is I reply to every comment. Let me be honest with you. That, especially on the last few videos, that's been extremely difficult. I've tried, but I realized that it's just not something that I'm going to be able to do. Obviously, if you're a channel supporter, I will definitely reply to you, whatever. But some of the some people just come in the stream and come in the video. I might not always be able to reply to people. So no, I cannot read. Well, I could probably read all the comments, but I can't reply to them all. And some comments are just kind of the same thing again and again. You know, I get people who come and just say the same thing. So I'm hoping if I plan this out right tonight, I mean, I've wrote a few notes down here. I mean, I'm not the best at streaming. Let me be honest with you about that. If I can get everything out that I wanted to say, I can maybe reply in the sense to some of the comments that were just kind of the same thing again and again and again, because I kind of end up saying the same thing. And I was thinking like, okay, now it's like it's burned into my mind, like what I replied, you know, like I'm replying the same thing, you know, which is kind of a shame because I was hoping the video would kind of, you know, explain my point. I didn't forget to like keep going over the same thing. So, you know, most people's comments were quite were useful for me because it made me think. But there were some comments. I'll be honest with you, like the comments on the videos for about the transgender on trial, about Sierra Watkin. A lot of people were just saying to me that I was like, I mean, some of the things that came up were like, I'm defending sexual assault and things like that. And I was kind of like, I am not doing that. I'm not saying sexual assault's okay. I was saying, you know, how I feel this has affected, well, basically affected the trans community, that it's a knock-on effect. Obviously, I'll try and go in more detail with that later on instead of just saying that. But people, you know, I'd be saying it, and then the same comment would come again and say like, oh, you know, you don't value consent and things like that. So I was kind of like, how many times do I have to keep telling people I do? So it was like people weren't reading the comments, what they were doing. They were leaving comments, but not really reading through the comments. So it was just kind of like new comments all the time that were kind of saying the same thing. Anyway, I'll try and address some of that later on. I don't want to. It's not so fun to talk about that, to be honest with you. Okay. Oh, evening, Rachel. Yeah, hi, Charles. Nice to see you here again, and also thank you for being a channel supporter. It means a lot to me. There's quite a few people who've joined the channel support, and I'm actually decided with the channel support option that I'm going to start offering a few more. Well, I'm going to start giving some more things out, because right now I've got the Sunday video that I'm doing, the Sunday live, which is just for channel supporters. But I need to sort this dress out. It's a new dress, so 1 minute. Okay, whatever. I thought I'd wear something different, because I always end up wearing the same dress when I do these videos, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna put something different on today. You know, it just looks like I'm wearing the same thing all the time otherwise. Yeah, so channel supporters. Yeah, but I don't know. I just like every time someone else joins, it kind of motivates me to be more like, hey, let's do some more stuff. So I'm thinking about putting. Okay, I'm thinking about maybe adding your names to the videos and things like that, just like a little appreciation and stuff like that. So watch out for that. I mean, bear with me, because I say things and then it takes me like a while to kind of organize it. So don't take my word for it being the next video or anything like that, but hopefully eventually. What else we got here? Paul asks, my heart goes out to her. I can only imagine her anguish. It's disgraceful. Yeah, well, I mean, I'll touch on the subject. I mean, I don't want to go too in depth yet. I wanted to kind of, take our time and just chill, because I really want these kind of live shows to be more relaxing. I don't think they need to be like stressful or anything like that. But the whole thing, I mean, when I saw the story in the news, I don't really kind of like watch mainstream media or anything like that. I am very kind of YouTube based anyway. I've always done like watched YouTube videos and things like that, and I didn't really see anything about this before I found the news story, and I was kind of like, at first I was like, yeah, most people are kind of, oh, what did she do and stuff, and then I'm reading about it, and I'm kind of thinking, I was thinking to myself, well, it's what this case means for trans people, because what it means is basically about disclosure, and in future now, it's this ruling. It has made it so really you don't have the option to kind of not really. So I mean, I think I said in the video that I do disclose, because this was the funny thing. People will blame, accusing me that I don't do things and stuff, and the fact is I do disclose, but that's my choice, and I think people should have their option on how they feel. I mean, when we judge situations as humans, we judge what is safe and what is not safe. And it could be that actually not disclosing is safer in that situation. People used arguments to me and were saying, in the comments after, were saying, if you don't disclose, it's not safe. And I'm like, okay, yeah, it could be. It could be that if you don't disclose, it's more unsafe sometimes. But also, if you disclose before, it also could be unsafe. So you have to kind of judge that yourself. But what the court is kind of like saying now is like, if you're trans, you really don't have the option. And then if you don't disclose, if like what's happened in this case, if things happen, you could end up being accused of committing a crime. I mean, people were saying to me like, "Oh, girls have been hurt, girls have been murdered and stuff like that for not disclosing." I'm like, wait. Go back and read some of the reports on these, what you're talking about, because the ones I've read about, especially in the US and stuff, when these men have killed girls, it wasn't that they didn't know. They knew they were trans. They regretted it after. So you think, oh yeah, I'll be safe when I'm on a one night stand. I just say, oh, by the way, this is my birth certificate, and yeah, so just so you know. And the guy's like, yeah, I want this anyway, so I don't care. And then after he's done, like, actually, not too keen on this now. I kind of regret what I did, you know. So don't tell me you're safe. You're not safe. And it's up to the girl there to give the option. And the thing is as well, I guess I'm going on talking about this now. She this was a hookup, a one night stand. They met on Snapchat, so we know what they were doing, right? We know that they were there for a one night stand. Okay, so this isn't a relationship, right? These two weren't in a relationship. They were there for one reason. We know what reason they were there for, which is absolutely fine. That's what people do. It's part of our society. I don't judge anyone's lifestyles or whatever they want to do. If they want to meet someone, online and just hook up, it's their choice. But the thing is, right? They met up and it's like, oh, she needs to disclose. She didn't. She lied. She lied. Well, she didn't. Technically, she didn't lie because she is a woman, so didn't lie about that. I know people are going to bring up the period thing, and I'll try and address that as well, because I understand that is something that people brought out to me. But the thing is, right? I now lost track. She and him, right? They met up on a one night stand. When you meet people on a one night stand, you don't know anything about those people. Sorry, my throat. So you don't know anything about those people. So at the end of the day, there's going to be things you find out after. So someone said to me in the comments, they said like something about dating, and I was thinking, well, yeah, because originally, like when you met people, originally, I don't think people did this all the time, but it was more in the past. People were more likely to meet and date first. Like if these two had gone on a date for like gone out to a restaurant, had a meal together, maybe gone for a walk in the park, she might have said to him, hey, I really like you, but I got to be honest with you, I'm transgender. It might have come out before. Or he might have said to her, hey, I really like you, but I got to let you know something. I don't date girls that have had babies. Have you had a baby? No baby. Okay. You don't have any, like sexual? No. I'm clean. Oh, okay. I got to ask this as well because I'm transphobic. Do you have a dick? You know what I mean? So I mean, because there's another thing. It goes both ways. Both of them can ask each other what's what they don't like. People in the comments are saying to me, "Look, not all straight guys they like trans girls, right?" Well, whatever. Why don't you ask her then? Why don't you ask her? Why is it got to be one way? Why is it only got to be like, she's got to disclose everything. She's the one that's got to say, right, before we start, just get my birth certificate out, let you know this. Stupid. Why can't she? Why can't he? Ask a bloody question, right? Anyway, so there were things like that came up and stuff, but I mean, if you go back to that, I might even go back later on and just go through the comments, and I might be able to point something out. But these were just things that I were reading, and I was thinking to myself, we're kind of saying the same thing, and kind of like, if you go on a one night stand, you meet someone, you don't know each other. The responsibility really is both of you should ask certain questions before jumping in the sack. You should really ask these questions, right? I don't, but if I did, I wouldn't go and just jump in bed with someone without knowing a little bit about them first. And the reality is, if you're going to do a one night stand, the reality is you're going to find out about them after, which is normal. I'm sure there's plenty of people that have been with someone and then they've said, by the way, I have children, or by the way, I'm married, which is also quite a popular one. And of course, you could say, well, they should disclose that first. They should disclose that. It's like, well, yeah, but we don't live in a perfect world. But apparently now, trans women, yes, they have to disclose. Because, not everybody wants to sleep with trans women. Which also is kind of like, I don't know what the percentage is of people who do and who don't. But let's be honest with you, there's still a lot of people that are attracted to transgender people. Straight, what we'd say straight people, but they don't admit to it. they don't admit to it because there's still a stigma in our society. In Western society, there's still a stigma about dating trans people or even being attracted to trans people. I don't think that there's many groups of guys that are just like, in the pub or something like that, having a chat and going, hey, you know what? I'm really into trans women. I just don't think it's that common. Okay? I don't think so. Because I think it's because of how society is. Yeah? I don't think it's kind of as accepted. So when you say that, most cis, men don't want trans women, how can you even say that? How do you even know? And then when you look at like is it Pornhub? Yeah, I believe they released their like statistics on what people like to watch, and transgender porn is quite high on the list. So that kind of already says that like actually that might not be true. I mean, we can't say. Oh, I think my camera's slowing down. We can't say, but okay. I don't know what you're seeing at your end, but my camera seems to be slowing down now. Is it working? That was in the flow then. 1 minute. I don't know if you're seeing anything or what you're seeing, but it seems like my actual camera to computer's fine, but then my outtake, whatever is coming out of my StreamYard, seems to have slowed down. If you just if anyone's watching, just like let me know what you see or something, because I can't tell right now. It looks on my screen, it looks like it's slowed down completely. This is a problem with technology. I want to go with some comments, but okay, I knew this was going to happen because my my setup. I'm going to check what it's doing because I can't see anything at the moment. Am I streaming? I'm not streaming. What? Okay, so it's slowed down, hasn't it? Well, I'm going to apologize for this. Hopefully, this will sort itself out because I can see my computer has slowed down. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why it's doing it. Okay, great. I could restart it, but I don't really want to restart the stream. It's probably something to do with my actual computer. Because I don't even know if I can click on the comments and things here now. Let me just check what's going on, see if it's something to do with my camera link. Well, I said it was going to be experimental tonight, and it looks like it is. Because it's obviously something to do with my camera, this. Okay, what's going on? Right, that's working. So my camera is working. I can see that. But we back? No, the screen's not working. I'm presuming the microphone's working. How's this not working now? Can anybody hear this? Yeah, better look next time. Oh, I'm gonna. Oh, bear with me here. If I can get this, it's something with a signal now. I'm gonna have to find. Okay. Ooh. I could try my other camera, which I might have to do if it's not working. To switch this one off, start again. Oh, I think this camera. Okay, close program. Ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. I'm gonna reset it all. If we come back, we come back. Okay, yes. Bear with me one moment. Should be on. Kind of. What's going on here? Why is it not working onto this? Because it's working on the main camera now. Why are we not? Oh, I know. Right now I've got the camera back there. I've got a camera on here. Okay. Now the signal's gone off again. I can't win with this. I thought I'd use my new camera. I will explain soon about what I've done tonight and why it might be. I most likely won't be using this anymore. Okay, I'm gonna have to halt the stream until I fix this problem. I'll be back soon. Just gonna have to. Back soon. back, aren't we? Yeah. Okay. You can see me, but it's terrible. This is terrible. I set everything up. Okay, so if you're still here, thank you for waiting for me there. Let me just organize this a little bit better than it is, because it doesn't look very nice, does it? Let me see. Okay, well, I'm using now I'm using my iPhone, which doesn't look too bad actually, the quality. Yeah. Well, it'll do, whatever. It is actually, I mean, the quality is actually better, I think. Because I just bought a new camera and I wanted to use it, and unfortunately, every time I try to use it, it causes me problems. Let's get a bit. Change the lighting a little bit here. I want to see what it's like if we change the lighting. That's a bit more moodier, isn't it? A bit more interesting. You can see the fan. I don't know if the fan's annoying in the background, but it gets too warm in here if I don't have the fan on. Okay, anyway, I'm back. Well, this will have to do. Otherwise, I mean, the camera's off to one side now, but whatever. I try my best. So I need to look up here, don't I? Let me move the camera. How is that? That's more central. This camera. Let me see if I got my right microphone on. Which microphone is this? I want my microphone on. Yes. Hello. Maybe that's improved it. Right. Okay, well, I think I'm going to have to edit this video because I am not putting this out as a live video. I mean, well, it is a live video now. That's the thing about live. You get to see everything go wrong. But I think I'm going to have to like take this off, cut it, and cut all that rubbish out. Anyway, I'm back now. So let's just get on with what we were talking about. Let me just get this where I'm a little bit more happy with it. Can pull out a little bit. I have more control over my iPhone than I do my camera, but unfortunately, I did really want to start using that camera more often. But oh well, I guess I'm not gonna stream with it again. There's no way I'm streaming again. If it messes up like that, I'm not gonna do it. Let me get through some of these comments anyway, because then I can get back into it. So where were we? Let me see. All right, I'm gonna sit up here. All right, what have we got? Peer pressure on the guy to retroactively withdraw consent. Well, this is the thing. We don't. So yeah, let's get back into this. We were talking about the subject of the video, the live show today, which was basically a live reaction to those the transgender on trial video. So yes, he did consent in the moment, because he was obviously, well, what he saw in front of him, he was attracted to and he wanted, and he consented. But at a later time, when he found out that she was transgender, that's when he decided he no longer wanted to give consent, and he withdrew that consent, and that's what's happened. But the thing, the key thing here is like what you said, like, could it be peer pressure? Well, this is the thing, and these are some of the, I wrote some things down, but let me just speak organically and openly about what I'm thinking. This is the thing about education, right? So there's all these, everybody goes around saying like, well, not everybody wants transgender women, and transgender women would forget about, you're not women, or whatever people like to say. It's just like, I don't know, whatever. But the thing is, right, I think education is so important. And I've said this a few times in my videos about education, and I think it's education about transgender people. There's so many people now trying to take books out of libraries to do with transgender issues, or about teaching transgender issues and things like that. And I'm like, well, obviously I'm completely opposite because I'm trans and I obviously believe that we should be teaching it. But if we were to teach transgender, like, okay, when I was at school, I remember having religious study classes, and I learned about Christianity and Judaism, Islam. I learned about these things, and I'm not a Muslim because I learned about Islam, right? So it's fine to teach about religion. And do you know why it's fine to teach about religion? Because we live in a society where we live amongst people with different values and different opinions. Okay. So we do need to know about each other. And there's transgender people in society. We are part of society. We've always been here and we always will be here. So that does need teaching. But all I can see, especially in the UK and the US, is this kind of drive from people to try and stop that teaching. It's more of a thing like, well, you can see what's happening. They're trying to take the books out of the library. They're trying to stop LGBTQ plus education in schools because there's these people saying, "Oh, it's going to turn our students gay by teaching about gay studies," or they'll become trans if look at this book about this book is so bad, look, it's teaching about trans people. He'll make kids trans. It won't make kids trans. If you're trans, you're trans. Okay. A book on trans issues or a subject isn't going to make someone who's not trans. Why would somebody who is not trans want to be trans? Why would you want that? Why learning about gay people make you also say, you know what, I'm going to start being gay? Why would you do that? You wouldn't do that. It's just common sense. If you either are gay, or you are trans, or you are or you're not. I don't believe that you can teach someone and they just kind of say, you know what, I think I'll just do that. I think with religion, there is an argument to be had that you can be taught religion, because I don't think someone is born in religion. I think if you're born to a family that is an Islamic family, whatever, just like your religion, if that's your religion, then of course, you if your parents are that religion, it's most likely you're going to be brought up that religion. It doesn't mean that you are going to end up being that religion, because you might rebel against it and don't want to do it. But I think if you're trans, I don't think, I know you don't just kind of like, well, yeah, yeah. But this is what people think. So, back to the point, everything about this issue with this guy, that obviously we don't know who he is or whatever, when we don't need to know who he is, but he regretted it after, or he felt ashamed. People said he's been traumatized by it. He shouldn't feel traumatized. Didn't he consent in the moment? Wasn't he into it? Wasn't he wanting that at the time? It's like, yeah, but he didn't know she was trans and all this. It's like, look, he wasn't attracted to her chromosomes. He was attracted to her. So he made the decision in the moment, and then obviously when he found out she was transgender, he was like, well, I'd never do a transgender. Like, I don't want that. And it's society that teaches people to be that kind of way, as if like, oh, I didn't want I didn't want that type of person. So yeah. So anyway, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I feel like I tried to put this point across. That's kind of like, if we had education, this would have turned out differently anyway, because he would have just gone, oh, okay. I mean, that's the reaction I'm thinking. It should be like, oh, well, I wanted it. So let me just get my camera. Let's leave my camera like this, just thrown on one side. This is the thing that caused me all the problem. Did not do very well today. Let me down. But yeah, I mean, it shouldn't be discussed. It shouldn't be trauma. Who's taught him that when he's been, with a trans woman, that he should feel traumatized? And then people are saying in the comments are saying like, straight people, they don't want gay relationships and stuff like that. It's like, well, sorry, mate, but this isn't gay. It's not gay because you sleep with a trans person. If it was gay people, that means if I ever, when I go in gay bars, I'll tell you, there's no gay men after me, right? This is the thing. The gay men, they're not interested in trans women. I mean, there might be some bisexuals in there that might be, but gay men don't go after trans women. They're not attracted to femininity. They're attracted to masculinity. So they don't tend to like date trans girls. And if you ever do see a gay man that dates a trans girl, I would say it must be bisexual. I would never say a gay man that dates a trans is just fully gay. I would say, well, he must be bi then. Anyway, and most of the men that do date trans women tend to be straight. They're attracted to feminine. Look, in society we have, and whatever the people say, they always go, biology. Okay, if you think everybody's walking around as just chromosomes and that's all that people can see, in society you don't see that. What you see in society is what you see. Okay, people have made comments about me, say, oh, look at her, it looks very feminine, but then you hear her talk, and it's like, yeah, I do have a deep voice, but you see, that's because my voice isn't what society says is a female voice. Okay, because it's society, that's how we see things. All right, so at the end of the day, right, what I'm trying to get to the point, because I've lost track again, but what is in society is we see what we see in front of us. Okay, so he saw a woman that night, then he found out that her chromosomes were biology, were male. But this is the thing, right? We got biology and we got gender, and really is what society, a social fact that we see what we see with our eyes. People say like, oh, well, I mean, I just did a video. I don't know if anybody here has watched it on Edge of the Matrix, and I've watched a few of his things because I know he's anti-trans. It's hard for me to watch, to be honest with you, but I decided to cover it because he's popped up a few times on the internet when I've been watching things, and I thought, what's this with the trans flag on your board? And it's like, I just see that people keep going over to him thinking he's like on the, like he's an ally. He's gonna, something good there. If you see the flag, you think, oh, okay. And then obviously people they go up to him and the reaction is it's not good because they're like, oh my god. But he does that deliberately, and I made the video because I was saying like, I'll help people watch it because I see that he likes to go to like Pride and Trans Pride and things like that, and he'll go up to people and people start talking to him, and he's recording every little bit. He's recording it and he's sticking it on his YouTube after. And why is he doing that? Okay, I'm not taking away that he might really believe this, because there is the argument: does he really believe it or not? He might really believe it. But at the end of the day, what he's doing is basically he's making money from upsetting people. Let's be honest with you. He knows that trans people get upset because I think someone said it in one of the videos. I think in that video, I think that girl said it in the video. She says something like, "You're attacking her brother's community, attacking the trans community." If you put a board that says there's no such thing as a trans child, that's like saying there's no such thing as a black child. It's basically saying that we don't exist. And then he's like, I can't believe people react that way. It's like, you're saying we don't exist. That's kind of like evil, I mean, it's upsetting. I can understand why people do react badly with him. Now, I don't condone violence at all. I mean, he's like, do you convoke? He's kind of, he's like, you condone violence. I do not condone violence. I don't condone violence. I condone people talking civilly to each other. If I ended up having a talk with him, which I would not want, but if I did have a talk with him, I would not talk down to him. Talk down to him. I wouldn't get violent with him. I wouldn't shout at him, because that's not constructive. Okay, that's not how you talk with people. But I understand why people do, And that's why I'm trying to say to people, if you see him in the street, don't go up to him, because it could turn out that you'll end up doing that, and then he's going to film it, stick it on his YouTube. And I'm actually giving him the benefit of the doubt. I'm saying, because I've seen some stuff, he might truly believe what he's saying, but he does benefit from it financially. So, you know, I just say, just don't go up to him. If you see him if anybody's in the UK and you see him in the street, just don't go up to him. Just go, oh, there's the edge of the matrix. You know, look, if he likes going to Pride and he and he likes going to what is it, Trans Pride and things like that, think about it, he's got to spend money to get there and stuff. Just if you don't interact with him, he's got no content. He'd just be filming you and going, oh, look at all these trans people. It's like, you did go to Trans Pride. That's tends to be like what's there, a lot of trans people. You know, just like an idiot then. But if you go to him and you talk to him, and if you know, if you do something violent towards him, which you should not do, definitely should not do, he's going to film that and put it on his YouTube, and he's going to say to his followers, look how bad trans people are. They're really aggressive and angry people. And it's like, of course trans people are upset because what you're saying on that board is upsetting. But anyway, you get the picture. Anyway, just watch the video. If you haven't seen the video, go watch the video, because, you know, I did make the video to try and explain all this. Let me look at some of these comments, because I'm really behind. Let me see what I've got. Was this next one? It was one at Charles. Your dress looks lovely on you. Thank you. Well, I mean, this dress is Primark in the UK. So if you're in the UK, you'll know what I'm on about. So it's a Primark dress. I saw it. It was a couple of weeks back, and I saw it and I thought, oh, I really like that dress. I'm going to buy it. And I tend to buy dresses and then have nowhere to wear them. I end up wearing the same dresses, so then I don't wear my other stuff. So I thought I would wear some of these dresses when I do live streams, maybe sometimes in videos as well if I can. But this one I bought, and I've just not worn it since I bought it. I've had it about a month actually. I think it's a Rita Ora collection or something, and they had some other nice stuff when I was there. And then I went back, and they didn't have anything anymore. They only ran it for a few weeks. Well, anyway, a few weeks in Leeds, where I am in Leeds. And then they didn't run it anymore. So well, I'm glad I got this dress. But there was lots of nice stuff. They had like a skirt that matched to their, well, this is a dress, but they had like the skirt, and they had like a top as well, exactly the same patterns. And I thought it was really lovely. And I thought, oh yeah, I'll buy that. But then I came back and it was all gone anyway. So, you know, yeah, Primark sometimes has some okay stuff, to be honest with you. Let me get through these comments, because I'll never get through them all. There'll be a point where I won't be able to reply to people, but I'll try my best. Yeah. Oh, we said about peer pressure. Yeah, we did. We covered that, didn't we? Yeah, we covered that. I admit I would, Rachel. Would what? Well, I think I know you. If you're talking about that, but that's fine. This is the thing. If I catch it after the fact, I won't always know what we're all saying here. I need someone just watching the comments for me, don't I, really? Look at it this way. During the Republican convention in the USA, full of conservatives, and yes, Christians, Grindr crush. I'm not sure. Do you mean they're on Grindr? Grindr, yeah, I can see. Grindr crushed. Oh, I see. Oh, crashed. Sorry, my dyslexia coming out here. Oh, so well, maybe. That's the thing. Most of the time, people who say they don't like trans people, or they say that they don't like gay people, or they're anti, tend to be. I don't know why it is, but it is kind of a common thing, isn't it? It happens a lot. And you find that they actually are gay, or they're into trans people, which is nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong. The thing that's wrong is when they deny it, and then they actually try to, especially like when it's people in power, when they try to push for laws to restrict. I think probably the reason is because society teaches. There is parts of society that teach people to not like LGBTQ people. I mean, we are a minority group, and they don't really they feel like we're not good to, okay. So if you think about it, in the past, everybody was taught like male and female, you marry, you have children, etc., etc. And so there's still people in our society that think like that. Now, I'm okay with people that if that's their life, that as long as, live and let live, if they want to live that way, that's fine. But they shouldn't put hatred onto the people that don't live the same way as them. If they want, well, I want to grow up, I want to have a family, and I want to have children, and I want this, what we class as like a traditional setup, I think that's fine. What's wrong with that? If that's what you want, that's fine. But you can't say then that like the gay community or trans people are wrong because you want that. It's like you want that, but then these people, this is what's for them. And you shouldn't be forcing people to follow your way of life. So yeah, when you talk about like at the in the US with the convention, if Grindr crashed, it's like, well, yeah, probably, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just a shame that they can't be. But I think it's because the way we teach society, it goes back to education. Like I honestly believe, like this case with Sierra Watkin, I think if education was there, he would have never gone to the police, because he would have said, well, it's not a big thing, is it? So yeah, I fancied her. I wanted her. It's okay after if he feels like, okay, I don't date trans women. Well, it's not okay, but if you know what I'm saying, if he didn't want to keep the relationship going for whatever reason, he felt was maybe the peer pressure, maybe he felt like his family or people around him, I know it's not a good thing what I'm saying, but I mean, I just feel that in the moment you wanted her, you did what you did, and then after, just because she's trans, just because her chromosomes weren't the chromosomes you wanted, now you're traumatized. Right, what else we got here? I think we have a bit of a Q&A. I think the questions are part of this. I'm absolutely fine to answer people's questions. If you've got any questions, ask me them and we can. Yeah, screen's okay. It is now. See and hear you good. Well, so you could hear, this is the thing, so you could hear and see all the chaos that went on earlier on. But just right now, yeah. Well, what happened was, no, you're gone, Rachel. Yes, I was gone, wasn't I? I'm gonna try and keep this. I'm just gonna go through your comments, and then we'll get to the point where when I came back. But next time, yeah, definitely. I hope you can get everything working again. Yeah, well, I have now. So if you're still here, I've managed to get it working. You just said a very good point. Did I? I don't know which point it was, because I'm behind on the comments. Yeah, well, we'll work out this comment way of doing this comments eventually. But yeah, let me explain about the camera, because that's somewhat. So yeah, I think I've shown some of you this before. I don't know if I showed this in my private show before, but I got this camera, and this was when I got to 10,000 subscribers, I bought this camera, and ever since I've got it, I've been trying to learn how to use it, and I am getting better with it. I set it up before. You could see at the beginning of the stream was actually with this camera. Of course, this isn't really for streaming. It's more for the main videos that I'm making. I wanted to get more 4K quality videos, so that's why I invested on this. It's good because I actually prefer to take photos than use my camera. So when I go out, when I go on holiday or I go traveling, I prefer to have a camera than my iPhone, because my iPhone, when I take pictures on my iPhone, they go on my iPhone and then they get lost on my iPhone. So I was like, I wanted a camera so that I could so that I could basically take pictures when I went traveling and stuff like that. So that's what that was for. But its real purpose is actually to record my videos more professionally. Really, eventually I'll get there. The biggest problem I see right now is the laptop that I'm using. This is too powerful for my computer. So it looks like I need a better computer, but I can't get another computer at the moment. So it's, I guess in the future when I next time I need to buy a computer, I can buy a little bit better one. So look at some of these comments. I said a good point, which I don't know which one it was. So maybe if you can tell me what it was, I will. Rachel, I find you're attractive, and yes, I would consider if I was with you. Well, thank you, Charles. Thank you so much. That's a very nice comment. I think we said before, Charles. I think we said it in the member only show, which just anybody who's out there who's become a channel supporter, I'm going to do on Sundays, probably Sunday afternoon. So if you're UK time, would probably, I mean, look, I'll be honest, I'd like to do it earlier, but for some reason it takes me all day to work out when I'm going to do the camera, to set up this camera, because I obviously, as you can see, this is my bedroom, so I have to set it all up. So it's like if I had it already set up, I'd probably do it first thing in the morning. I'd just get up and roll over and do a live stream as soon as I wake up, which I'd love to do. I actually would love to do a Sunday morning live show. That's what I'd like to do. But at the moment, it's probably going to be afternoon time. But there will be a live show anyway, and it's just for members, for channel supporters. It's kind of like a perk that I give to channel supporters. So if you're a channel supporter, or if you're not, consider joining, because every Sunday I will do a private live show. And in that private live show, of course, I will only share, there'll be certain things I share that I can't share publicly. So that's just for live show for channel supporters. So if you'd like to be part of that, you know what to do. And saying that, there is a link below this video for all my social media and things like that. But the key ones that I would probably direct you to is obviously the channel supporter. If you want to see more, there's going to be a lot more stuff for channel supporters as it builds. I plan to do I'm basically going to create like a completely separate thing for just channel supporters, where there's just so much more content. I also have a Patreon, which there is a link below this video. There is a Patreon link to this video via my Patreon. So the reason I've given that link out is because if I do anything on this stream that maybe YouTube doesn't like, and the problem is YouTube doesn't like a lot of things and can get very upset about me, if I cover someone else's video, if I put some music on that's kind of copyrighted or something like that, they like to just take the stream off, or they demonetize the video. And now I'm trying to keep monetization on everything, obviously, because I do need to do that for my channel. I can't demonetize anything. However, if you do choose to watch it on my Patreon, which it's free, I'm not charging anything to go onto the Patreon. So the Patreon, you can go watch it there, and it's free. So I would say to anybody who's watching this, at least consider going to that Patreon link. They'll ask you to join, and when you join, you can actually if you're not already a Patreon, if you don't have a Patreon account, I think you have to set one up, but it's pretty simple. Probably just give your email and your name or something like that, and then you have free access. It's not I have some videos that are free that just to watch. Obviously, I have things on there that are not free, but I am setting it up so it's also got free for people. So like this one, this live stream, probably just going to be free on there as well. So this full live stream, I'll probably keep it on Patreon, just like this. But here on YouTube, I'm most likely going to re-edit it. Maybe we'll see, because it's a bit chaotic, where it just kind of went off halfway through at the beginning. Anyway, let's see what else I've got here. So anyway, the links are below. So I'm just saying, channel supporter, if you want to catch the Sunday show, because that's only available to channel supporters. And the Patreon is more for if you want extra content that I can't do on YouTube. Okay. And I think my camera started to slow down again. So on my end, my system started to slow again. I got a problem. It's doing it again. Don't slow down now. Don't slow down. One moment. Let me just double check. Can I slow down the frame rate? Okay, there's something wrong with the... I think I'm just going to keep having problems tonight. Okay, so I don't know what you guys can see. I'm sure you can hear me, but I know that there's some problem again with the Wi-Fi. I think it's the Wi-Fi. It can't be just the computer. Surely. Anyway, I've got a comment here. Let me read this comment. I just tell him I'm happy to be myself. Goodbye. I don't know what you're saying. I don't know which one you were saying about. Francis, yeah? I don't know which one you mean. So, yeah, unfortunately. Okay, if you leave any comments, guys, just try and like direct me to what we were talking about, because I'm obviously after the fact. Let me try and catch all these comments then. It's the hypocrisy gets me rattled. Yeah, well, I agree. That is it. That it is the hypocrisy, isn't it? I guess we're talking about how people treat us and stuff like that. Sorry, I'm really behind these with comments, and my computer's slowing down again. And now I missed a comment. What are you doing? Honestly, I have no idea what is happening with this computer tonight. I think it is my computer. It's either my computer or the Wi-Fi that's causing problems. Most likely the computer, to be fair. Because, let me just see if I can... So I can do anything about this. Because last time I managed to fix it. Okay, let me see. Something on this. I think it's because we're doing it live and it's just... If anyone has any ideas, let me know what it could be. Because I thought before it was just my camera, but it's done it again now. And it seems to be the actual live... Okay, well, I know we can see me. Maybe we should do it like this. Maybe we just have to accept it's going to be slow. Okay, I think I'm back. Yeah, I think it could be my computer, to be honest with you. I think it could be my computer. I know it seems to be working again. Right, let's see where we were at. So let me try and catch up with some of these comments. Where were we? Where were we with these comments? I've completely lost my place. Wait a minute. All right, look, I'm going to get us back on track. I think I'm gonna have to change the name of this this stream. It's gonna be like the Total Chaos stream. And and I don't really think I did all wrong with this stream. I spent a lot of time getting it ready, and it's something to do with the technology with this today that's messed me up. Right, so yes, we got this comment, didn't we, from Francis? But thank you, Francis, for commenting. Yeah, we got that. Where were we? Okay. Sexual orientation or gender identity is not the government or the court's business. Yeah, of course. It's nature. It's a natural thing of humans. We've had gay and trans people throughout history. So I think the only thing that the government should be involved in is making sure that they facilitate for people who are trans and gay, and to be able to live in society. And I've said it earlier in the stream. I said that, for me, it's education. If we teach people, if we educate people, they're more likely to have acceptance. When we don't teach people, you leave that space for them to create these scare stories. Why is it now that there's so much going on in the Western world? I'm not going to say the Western world, in America and the UK, because actually, when you start looking at a lot of Western countries now are actually a lot more developed than America and England when it comes to this issue. And they should be educating and facilitating so that society we can all live together in society. But the thing is, the reason they are doing this right now, the governments, is because it's quite good to use people to scapegoat for certain things. If you choose a minority and then you blame it on the minority, it's a good way for you to just, you don't have to be responsible for that. You can kind of say, oh well, it's this lot that are causing the trouble. It's this lot that you need to watch out for. They're the dangerous ones. So a lot of time they want to kind of blame us for something. And right now, the trans community are great for the politicians, well, for certain politicians, because we're such a minority. Our voting is not really a big vote. Okay, so like there isn't that many of us. So when it comes to voting, we're not really essential to them. We're not important to them, and that's what's important to politicians. Is when it comes to voting, who's got the power? That's what they're interested in. And so if they want to blame stuff, they can blame it on us. And then the other point is it's a distraction. If people are hating this group, so if you can make society hate smaller groups of people, what you end up doing is you can deflect from what's really going on. So like I just made a video recently on the shooting, Minneapolis shooting. And the reason I made that video was, I had to debate on if I was going to make it, but I saw people again criticizing trans people, and I thought I'm going to make that video because I feel like I need to say something about that. And it was really easy because it's easier to blame the trans, say, oh, they were transgender. So most trans people, that's the problem. It's trans people. But it's like, well, how did you allow someone to get that many weapons? I mean, as a British person, for me, we don't have, we don't have. It's not easy to get a gun here in the UK, right? I mean, normal people, like normal everyday citizens, don't really have guns in the UK. It's only very rare that someone can get access to a gun. I know it's different in America, and I'm not judging how America is run as a country. That's America to decide what they want to do. But I don't think someone like this particular person should have been able to access weapons like that. I just think there's got to be something that can be like, stop that kind of person. I'm not saying if you're a normal person or whatever, but this person should not have had access to those weapons. The iPhone photo app is too cluttered. A real camera is much better. Yeah, well, that's why I bought it. I bought it because I thought I have a real camera and I won't have all my videos. Because the thing is, I make videos, obviously, and I've always done it on my phone. Yeah, unfortunately, everything you see, even now, is on a phone. And don't get me wrong, the iPhone is brilliant for this. The camera, it does a lot of work for you. It's all set up for you. It's so easy. Even my microphone, as soon as I bought this microphone, I hooked it straight into the phone. I did it through the phone. And the sound, I don't know what the sound is like for this, but the sound on my videos, it's not always so great. But when I get it right, because I must admit recently there's been a little bit of a problem with the sound. That's mainly because I've had the fan. And the fan's been making a lot of noise. And I had to cut the noise, and then it messed the volume and the vocals up. I don't even know how this is affecting now. This might be terrible for all I know. So I apologize if it's the sound's affected by the fan, but I don't know. It's gets warm in here when I film, especially with lights. Anyway, and yeah, I bought this camera so that I wouldn't have that problem. But you know, I can't hook the microphone through the camera, and it's like, oh, because I got it and I was like, okay, great, I'll use it on my iPhone. I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna hook the microphone to the camera, yeah. It's like, oh no, the Yeti microphone won't go through that. So it's like, okay, so I need to, and it's like, so you need to record separately. So I was like, oh, really? Which isn't a problem, but it's just like, that's new for me because I would always record it in one go. And my last video I did, the Minneapolis shooting, I did it through StreamYards. Yeah. StreamYards. I recorded it through StreamYards because I was like, okay, if I do that, it can record together. But I noticed that the sound and the video quality was not as good. So anyway, yes. And my iPhone also had another problem. It kept telling me that my memory was full, and they were saying, "Oh, you can purchase some more memory." And I was like, "No, I'm not purchasing more memory because the next one was like, I think it was like £25 a month or something stupid." I'm like, I'm not paying that. So I prefer just download. What I do is all my stuff on my phone, I download it and put it on my memory cards and stuff. I don't keep it on my phone. It's too much. I'm not doing that. Just another way to get more money in it. Oh no, it's frozen. Well, it was, but it's okay now. What's that? Is it? Did you mean Sandwich Man? Yeah, the Sandwich Man. Do you mean the sandwich board guy? Are you talking about him? The one. If you're talking about the guy with the trans flag, yeah. I don't know. I mean, I made that video. If people see it, I hope people see it because I really hope people stop going up to him, and especially at Pride and things. He's just trouble causer. Yeah, camera stable again. Yeah. So I think I'm catching up with all these comments. I think I've caught up with all the comments now. Actually, it could be Wi-Fi, as my Wi-Fi went down twice, and I have been here. Well, okay. Well, my Wi-Fi that I use, what do they call it? I could find out what it's called. But basically, I live in the city center, so the Wi-Fi I have, they claim it's the fastest in the UK. And I noticed it's not normally available when you don't live in the city. It's only really lived when you're in the city center. And anyway, they claim it's really good. That's what I've been told. If I can remember what it's called. Let me see if I can remember what it's called. Wi-Fi. Nah. I'll never, whenever I want to find something quickly, it won't let me find it. Maybe it's in my Wi-Fi itself. Say what actually Wi-Fi I use. Hyperoptic fiber broadband. That's what I use. And what speed is this? No idea. It's supposed to be fast. I know it's called hyperoptic fiber, whatever. Anyway, it's supposed to be really fast. I don't know. I've been using it since I moved into this apartment, so been here for a few years now. So I wouldn't even know what the other Wi-Fi companies are like in the UK. But whenever I've gone to like the compare websites and things, and when I go there, it always says this one's the fastest. So I think fastest download, upload, whatever. So, but I admit that sometimes it can be a little bit funny. I've had some times where I've been doing stuff and it's kind of just doesn't seem like it's working right. But I guess that's with every Wi-Fi. But today, I'll be honest, I agree with what you were saying about it could be the Wi-Fi, but it also could possibly be my computer, because I have learned that the computer that I purchased a computer 2 years ago. I wanted a laptop computer because I use Apple for everything. I have Apple phones. I have an Apple iPad, and I've been using them. But I purchased this laptop. But when I was purchasing it, I was like, I don't think I need like a big memory because I'm not going to save anything on the computer. So I went with a basic memory. It's a Samsung laptop. And then when I got it, it was fine. But then at first I did download some pictures on it. And then I realized it was slowing down. And I was like, oh, okay, it doesn't have much memory at all on this. And then I stopped downloading things onto the actual laptop because I was like, okay, so this laptop can't take, because originally I actually hooked up my Apple memory to my laptop so that I could just take pictures from my Apple and try and get them from, because I wanted to put pictures from my phone onto my laptop, and it just slowed it down so much. And I was like, okay, so I can't put any programs on this, or only a few programs. So I was like, okay, maybe I wasted my money on this, thinking I was getting a better deal because I went for the lower memory. But now I'm starting to think, yeah, this computer probably is just not up to scratch for streaming. So it's my own fault. I got Frankie says yes. Oh well, thank you. I don't know what you said yes about, but I'll try and keep. Look, I'm on top of comments anyway now, so any comments going forward, I'll try to keep on top of them. Or if you make a comment, maybe direct me to what you were talking about. Anyway, where are we at now? So it's been an hour and 20 minutes. Anybody who's been watching the whole stream will know at the beginning it was a bit chaotic, but I think everything's settled down now. I don't know if the screen's going to go crazy again, but if it does, I'm sure we'll get through it. What time are we on? I'm not really stressed for time. So look, we can calm down now and just talk about things. So I think I already mentioned about the channel support. I'm going to mention it again because I need to make sure I got this clearly out, because I said I would talk about it on Sunday, and I'm going to try and do this every Sunday. I'm doing a channel support video. That video is only available to channel supporters. That's a perk for them. Okay. I'm going to be honest with you. As more people have joined that, it's which has meant a lot to me, because I set it up and you never know if people are going to come and support, and the fact that people support me there really means a lot to me. And so I am considering even offering more to just that. So it's just like £1 a month, and I'm thinking, yeah, well, I want to. So I was going to put like names on the videos. I think I'm going to start putting the channel supporters' names on the videos, and maybe even some more things with direction where the channel's going. Maybe some more kind of, I mean, just off my head, thinking like we can talk about things that you guys like to maybe me to talk about, maybe do videos on, and you're really going to be at the start of me growing this channel, because I really, as you can see, recently put a lot of effort into doing this channel. So if you're a channel supporter, what's going to happen is you're basically part of this channel. That's the way I see it. It's not just, I mean, obviously I'm going to have final decision, obviously, but I mean, I just feel like we're all kind of, it's like a partnership in that sense. People are supporting the channel. It's like, okay, you're supporting. It's like, what would you like to see? It's like, could we do some videos on this, or maybe we should talk about this, or I've seen this in the news and I think we should talk about it. So I want it to be more a kind of like we can work as a team in a way. I mean, this is just off my head, but let's see where it goes. You know what I mean? Because I think that's how it should be. Which I will say, good night, sweetie, love and care always. Oh well, good night, Charles. Well, don't worry about it. I mean, this video, I might have to take this down and then re-edit it. I don't know yet. But it will be available again. Look, if you haven't already, Charles, make sure you go below and follow that Patreon link, because that Patreon link will give you the full video, whatever. So it'll be there. So if you want to come back later, another time, then you're welcome to. I might just, oh yeah, and I'll just mention that as well. So anyone about the Patreon, if you're watching this and you want, after the fact, or if you're watching it live, I do have a Patreon link. I'm asking people to join that. I'm not charging anything. There is tiers there where I do charge, and I am going to be putting content that's behind certain tiers, which you can see on there, and you can decide if it's something you're interested in. But I'm not asking that really. I'm just saying for now, if you want to go there, I'm putting on content there as well that's free that I can put there that I can't put on YouTube. So I am restricted with certain things on YouTube. Normally, it's mainly like copyright stuff. So like if you want to do some like music or like cover music or anything like that, they normally that's the problem. So I did do a lot of streaming here before, but I'm really worried about like I could do some stuff now, but I'm just really worried about doing it because the last time I did it, I'd do a video, and after every video I'd be like, oh, there was some music in the video and that's copyrighted, so yeah, you can't have that video anymore. So it was felt like a waste of time. So I'm a little bit careful about what I put here. So I'm sorry about that. I'd like to do more here, but if you want to go to Patreon, that's where you need to go. Okay, I love your content. We'll check out your page. Well, thank you. Yeah, well, thank you. Like I said, look, because I think Mercury Leo, yeah, I think you're a channel support as well, aren't you? I think you're a channel support. Yes, you are a channel support. Yes, you are. No, I know you are because I know you are. So being a channel support, that's a must. Join that because that's that's why I'm going to be doing the live streams and things like here and stuff, and private live streams. And the Patreon is just like my second thing. I have got tiers on there. Originally, it was kind of like what I was focusing on, but now it's kind of a second thing that I am going to build. Obviously, there's going to be things there in time. But for now, like you can just join and be there, and there'll be shows there and stuff. It's just things I can't put on YouTube. I might even go there after this tonight. I might have to, when I finish this stream, I might just go there. So it would be the same stream. I would just end the stream in the YouTube and just go over there because I'm kind of free to record and do anything there. So if you want to go over there, do that. I'll at least have it, and then when this stream ends, you can just go over there. So should we talk a little bit more about this these videos? I'll be honest with you, I've spoken about it so many times. I felt like when I did the videos, I covered what I wanted to say, but then things just came up after. But I think earlier in this video, I think I kind of covered anything. I mean, if someone's got any questions, feel free to ask me. I think I covered a lot of what I think, but there's always something, it's hard sometimes to remember everything that you're gonna talk about. I think that I think the way things are going in the UK ever since the Supreme Court ruling, and that was my motivation to basically get more involved with doing things on YouTube again and taking them more. Well, someone said to me today in one of the comments, they said, why don't you just kind of live in stealth and just, it's better just living in the straight world and just kind of accept about, obviously what the way things are going for trans people in the UK. And I just said to them, it's like, yeah, I could do that. And I was doing that, but I didn't think it was the right thing to do. I thought like, no, I want to say, I want to be outspoken and basically say, fight for trans rights. Basically, that's what I'm trying to do. I want to do something with purpose, and that's why I decided that, I'm going to cover stories that affect trans people and stuff. And like she was saying, like, well, you could just. Well, actually, I don't think it was a she. I think it was a gay man actually. But they were saying, just live in the straight world and just forget about it. But I can't do that. I just can't. For me, this is not just. I'm not doing this just for like, oh, I've got a YouTube channel. I am doing this seriously as I want to fight for rights. I feel like ever since the Supreme Court ruling was kind of like, right, we're taking away that now, so just forget about it, go away, and don't, be happy with what you've got. And I was like, I did a video on it, and I said in that video, and I think I have got the video up still on my YouTube. I said that this is just the first step. This is just they want to take more. They want to eradicate. They want to erase us. That's the right wording. They want to erase us from public life, and that's exactly what's going on. It just seems like that is the next step, because they got the Supreme Court, and then after the Supreme Court, there's this recent thing with Sierra Watkins, and but it's more than that. Like, we've got the For Women Scotland, who brought the original case forward. They're back in court now, and they're saying that the prisons and schools are allowing in prisons they're allowing trans women to still go into female prisons, and they're allowing transgender students to use the facilities they feel match their identity and they feel safe with, and they want to take that away. That's what For Women Scotland, because the Women for Scotland, they say, well, that's not with the law, and this is the thing, this is what this law does. It's a knock-on effect, and I hear people say, like, well, it doesn't matter. That's how it is. It's the law. You have to accept it and stuff like that. It's like, so, like, what, 5-6 years ago or whatever? Well, even a year ago, wasn't it? A year ago, we could quietly use the toilets. We could quietly use the changing room. We weren't there. I mean, people say, "Oh yeah, as well, you should be out and proud." How can you be out and proud when basically you're taking everything away from me? But yeah, we couldn't. You could use these facilities, and we did use them. We just used them quietly and didn't cause any trouble, anything like that. And now it's kind of like, no, you can't. You've got to use the men's. I mean, technically in the UK, you should really use the men's toilets. And then people say, you can use the disabled. You can use the disabled. It's like, okay, so the disabled toilets is for disabled people. I'm not disabled. There's a reason we have a disabled toilet. It's because disabled people struggle to use an able-bodied toilet. So no, we shouldn't. Disabled toilet should not become the de facto for trans people. We should just be able to use the toilet, because we only go in there to use the toilet. Anyway, how many times we have to go over it? And that's another thing. It's like our existence has become toilets and changing rooms, which is not great. Anyway, so yeah, so that's I don't know. I don't feel like going over all this again. But I mean, I know I put the video cover with that, but to be honest with you, I want to just chat with you guys. If you're here and you're subscribing to my channel, and because let me put it this way, right? I've made it so only subscribers can message me here, and the reason I've done that is because that's who should be able to message me here. I don't mind people messaging me in the in my videos, because those are open for everybody to reply, because I want to hear different viewpoints. But I think here in the live shows, it's more about just kind of interacting with you guys. I know that when I do my videos, I always feel like I've got no way to interact with you, but this way it gives me a chance to at least have some interaction. So that's why I'm doing live shows. I wouldn't say my live shows are going to be anything to do with too much interaction with stuff. Now, I'm just thinking what I can do, really, because I can't really go over any videos, because if I go over any videos, I'm going to have trouble. I'm just going to check. I can check I can do any of my videos. That's not a problem, because obviously I own the copyright for them. But I can't do other people's videos, really. That's the problem. But it would be a bit pointless to go over my own videos just to kind of give you the same commentary or anything about the things that I've talked about. So the only option I have is if anybody in the chat wants me to do more interaction with videos and things, I can, but I just don't feel comfortable doing it here on YouTube. If I was going to do it, I would do it over on my Patreon. So if you want to do that, you let me know if you want me to go over to Patreon, because I can go over to Patreon. But if you want to go over to Patreon, you have to go over there, follow the link below this video, and subscribe to it. So that's the only way I can do that. But I'd be happy to do that if you want to do that. But you guys have to let me know. So if anyone lets me know, any comments, but it's up to you guys, because if I do anything on here, like I've already said it, basically, YouTube can be a bit funny. So if I do cover any videos, like, I mean, let me see what I've got on here. Oh, wait 1 minute. Let me see if I can. I'm just checking some. I have some stuff that I saved for like what I would do for live shows. But I'm going to see if they're okay for streaming, because sometimes there's some things you can cover and there's some things you can't cover. Yeah, this is the one in it. I might do one video if I find something that's worth talking about. But the way to do it, the problem is on here, if I do any video, if I cover any video, I have to let me see what was Thingy saying here. Oh, wait a minute, let me see comments. What did you say? Major respect for being out and proud. You are such a... Well, that's another thing. I mean, like, I guess being here, I am out. I don't have a problem really. But I could have lived in stealth. I could have been more stealth if I wanted to be. I chose to be more, I guess. I mean, even my YouTube channel, I mean, anybody who's been a fan on this YouTube channel for a while, or if you're a new fan, someone asked me today, I released a video today, and in the comments they were saying to me, "Oh, how come you've got these old videos and stuff like that?" I was like, "Oh, well, it's not really about the video, but I'll answer the question. It'd be better if she came here and talked. I don't know if she was a subscriber or not, but the reason I've got my old videos is because that's what I did on my YouTube channel before. I just did things with AI voices. I did stories. I did transition videos, because I think at the time when I first started doing this, I didn't really I didn't have a reason to go on camera. I felt like things have been said. What am I going to bring to the conversation? And so I didn't really do much. I did occasional live shows where I ended up doing quite a few, but I ended up taking them down because they all got demonetized. And I ended up doing stuff like what is it? I ended up doing. I just did a lot of these stories because the stories I found like I could write something, and it was easy for me to get them out. And I did it with the AI. And then it was like all of a sudden there was this kind of, in recent years, people have been kind of like against AI, kind of they don't really like AI voices. And I thought, well, I could read it myself, because I was thinking I could read this myself. But then I was like, kind of come to a stage now where I've just kind of moved on from that, and I'm doing something different. I'm not saying I'll never do something with that stuff again, but at the moment I feel like I've moved on. And so yeah, she was asking me about it, and yeah, and that's what I told her. But I've kind of lost what I was talking about now. But yeah, so she asked me about it. I told her, and yeah, and I guess I wasn't in front of the screen. I didn't have to have a camera. I didn't have to do things like that. I could just do it from the background, which is easier. You could just do it all through your phone, and you don't do any voiceovers, do AI voice. It's easier. But like I said, since the High Court ruling, I just made me change everything. Yes, YouTube can be a pain. Yes. So you understand what I'm saying here. So I don't know if you, Mercury Leo, I don't know if you saw my shows before, but I would pick videos from YouTube, and a lot of time it wasn't like on a serious mood. It was just for fun. And I'd do things like I'd find something that was fun and talk about the video, or do like I'd like watch a few clips of something and talk about it, and I enjoyed it. But then it was really 50-50 if YouTube was going to say, that's okay, you can do that, or actually you can't cover that, or that song. It was normally music. There'd be a little bit of music in something, and I wouldn't have realized, and that music would have caused the copyright. So you have to be so careful with what you do. It's so sensitive. Rachel, just to say, I came now a member of Patreon. Oh, you're a member of Patreon. Oh, well, thank you. Oh, well, thank you so much. Well, yeah. Well, thank you so much for becoming a member. I mean, of course, if you're a member now, you have access to everything, right, basically, because you've got the channel member subscriber, channel supporter, and you've got my Patreon as well. So that way you have access to both my like I said, let's think of Patreon as things that I cannot put on YouTube. That is what I really say about it. Things I can't put on YouTube, go on my Patreon. I'm really free. I can cover music on my Patreon. If you go there, I could even play a song and it wouldn't really matter. You know, obviously I wouldn't, because I still do care about copyright. I don't think you should take the piss, but at the same time, I'm kind of free to do what I want with it there. So that's why I like Patreon. But Patreon isn't YouTube. So when you say to people, "Hey guys, I'm on," go over to Patreon, everyone's kind of like, I'll stay on YouTube. And it's like, yeah, YouTube's good, but YouTube is problematic. It's for me. I don't know. I mean, I can try and do it. I bet if I do something, I'm gonna get copyright. But the thing is, do you know, I could do it, because I'm thinking I'm going to re-edit this video, in the sense I'm going to cut out all the bits where it went off. So I might do something. Let me see if I can find somewhere. I'm not doing anything too hard. I don't want anything like this kind of bitchy or anything. Like there's loads of videos online where people have been, and I prefer some. Oh, this might be interesting. Yeah, wait a minute. Let me see about this. Bear with me 1 minute. I've got to find. Because I've got some videos I just put down before, and I can't guarantee if these are any good. Let me see. Okay, is this worth? No, this looks sad actually. Okay, we could no. Let me find a fun one. Give me one more. I want something fun. I don't want something sad. Because there's a few of these videos I think it's worth. Okay, we can just. Okay, I want to give you guys something different. So I'm gonna try this. And if it causes me a problem, I will never do it again. Right? If I get a problem, I'm not doing it again. But I will give it a go. Because I want to do that, Is this sharing? Let me see. It is. Okay. What am I sharing here? Can I push this to a bigger screen? Right, let's see what this is. Now, bear with me one moment. I hope this works. Because I don't really like StreamYards in this sense, because if I do this, I can't see the screen. I can see just that screen. So the screen with that you can see, that's all I can see. So I feel like I've left anybody who talks in the chat or anything, I can't see them. I need a separate. What I need is a separate screen. That's what I need. I know that's what I need. And I'm going to play this. Let's stop talking. Let's do it. Is that volume? How's the volume on that? If anyone's out there and they think the volume's not right or something, just let me know, because I can't tell.
Exotica?
Sounds quiet to me on this app, but I think because I got my main volume down. So if you're watching this and you think there's anything wrong with the sound, please tell me, because it's the only way I can know. Okay, let's play this. I'm going to put the sound off for a minute, because who knows if that is copyrighted. It probably is. So I'm not playing any sound right now. Okay, so these different girls coming out here. Let's see. Jenny Jones show is not suitable for some viewers. Viewers' discretion is strongly advised. So is that already a sign of like, okay, be careful here, because we know why, because it's just because it's trans people. That's why. So yeah, there's loads of these like shows from, I presume, like I think it was like early 90s or something. And they used to do these like chat shows or whatever, and they'd invite like trans women on. And I guess in a way they were just not very kind about them, really. Well, let's see. I might be wrong, but what I've seen of these before is it's always kind of like a negative approach to it, you know. But it's interesting to watch it now, where we live in a world where I would say less people are negative towards us, but there's still some people who still think this way. But it was like a curiosity back then. People, because this was when really, I guess, trans people started to be more in the media. Saying that was like, yeah, because I mean, well, they were actually. I've got stuff that's back in the '60s and stuff where they're in the media. But anyway, let's. Okay, I'll stop talking. Let's just watch it and see. Oh, okay.
Well, I'm not quite sure where to start, but when I first saw you, I had so many questions in my mind. I guess my first question is, you're basically selling sex. Who are your clients?
Oh, is that what I'm doing? Okay. I didn't realize that's what we're covering. Are we good to go with that, guys? You know, I see. So that's why they were saying it was maybe not ideal for. Well, let's give it a chance anyway. We can still. So we're talking about they're escorts. Okay, fair enough. Okay.
Silver.
Oh, my clients are everyone. I mean, I'm sure I probably had a few men in the audience right now. There really isn't a type. Married, single, white, black.
Yeah, and I think this goes back to a comment I got recently where someone said to me that not all straight men. Well, he didn't say. I don't think he said not all straight men, but he was saying that most straight men don't want trans women. But I think even this is like kind of proves a point that like she's saying that, you know, even back then, yeah, yes, secretly, yeah.
Everyone is my client. There's no type.
Are they gay men or straight?
No, the majority of them aren't gay men. They have some gay tendencies, but that's where I come in because they see me and I look like a woman. I look like a beautiful woman, and but I have the genitalia still of a man, yet I have lovely breasts.
So I would start by, I mean, obviously I'm not going to agree with exactly what she said there, but because I see a woman, but I think everybody when it comes to the trans community, and I think like a lot of this kind of thing where people say, oh well, you hear some trans women, they'll say stuff like I still see myself as a man and things like that, and some quite famous ones that are on the internet now anyway. But the thing is, like, it's up to you how you feel. You know, I mean, I personally see a woman there, and I think that most of the men that are attracted to her will be straight men. So I'm not, you know, but if she feels like they might have gay tendencies, I don't know. I know there's another thing that comes back from that time period. I guess if she just came out and said, no, it's all straight men, people would just be like, really? But I feel the majority is straight. I don't think a gay man would be interested in this kind of look.
So they don't feel like they're cheating, or I shouldn't say cheating, I should say they don't feel like they're doing a homosexual act because I visually look like a woman.
Well, you certainly do.
Thank you.
When they
And so I mean, it's from that time period. So I mean, I guess as well, you know, I think people are even themselves socially trained to think a certain way. I mean, if you think about it, right? Like she's saying that, but she's from that time. If she was like from this time, would she be saying this? You know, some trans people they might say that. But I think that like I have some friends from Thailand and they have a kind of like sometimes have a kind of weirder way of looking at it because weirder way they have their way of looking at it because in their society, even though they're accepted, they're not allowed to change from Miss to Mr. Sorry, Mr. to Miss. They're not allowed to do that. Transgender people can't change their gender officially in Thailand, and so there is still that kind of, you know, stigma. But I think you're educated by your society. If your society is more welcoming or something, you kind of like become more yourself, more, you know. If you grow up where it's kind of like still with trans people, you kind of like still not accepted. Even being trans, sometimes you will give that out. I think it's only when you start saying, well, if you want true equality, that you kind of need to kind of skip away from that. So I'm still like, I'm not, look, I can't speak for her. It's fine. That's how she sees herself. But I do believe that sometimes it can also be culturally and socially influences that make you even say things about yourself that way.
Okay, Exotica, let me ask you this. When you see when a man is with you,
I'm not a prostitute. I'm a mistress. Dominatrix.
what's the
All right, so yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
difference?
Is I don't sell my body. You see, I don't have sex with them.
She beats them.
No, bondage and discipline.
Oh,
I don't
bondage.
beat.
Okay. So what am I watching here today? So yeah, so I don't know. I thought we were just going to talk about trans issues here. Let me try and find something different because I think it's a little bit. Let me try another one. I have some more here. I just want to really kind of just talk about trans issues. Here.
Hello, can I say something?
I have a ranch
Who are you
house
going
and
to
a
marry? Who are you
home.
going to
Oh, it's
marry?
the same one.
I guess
Okay,
A
let's.
straight man or a
straight
gay man?
Has a son
Huh.
and everything.
What
We're
about
gonna get married for our 3rd-year anniversary. We've been together for a year and a half.
what are you going to do with your penis?
Oi, oi. Great, great. So yeah, you can see. I mean, a product of that time. I mean, straight to genitals, which is I don't really think it's appropriate to speak about.
Keep it to you.
Let's keep it on. Let's
Yeah,
not
you
talk
know.
about it.
That's not gonna work, girl. Get yourself a
Who
steady
here, if
man.
you had the money, would have a sex change? I know Michelle would. If you had the money, would you have it?
I
Maybe
don't
10
know
years
because
from
we
now,
make
I'll
money
probably
like
have
this.
it.
No.
You,
It's
Silver?
kind of- I don't know. I'm not ready yet. I'm not really ready yet. You have to be ready. You have to understand. Like, I've been around since I'm 13. I've been selling sex for years and years and years. But it's not just all about that. It's about minds meeting body, and it's comments like that that really set back any kind of discrimination.
Yeah, well, I mean, all I would add to this conversation here is that like people a lot of time just say like when you go into surgery and things like that, which I think is totally inappropriate to ask trans people that. But I think at the end of the day, it's an optional thing, isn't it? It's optional. It doesn't mean that if you have the surgery that's what you need to do. You need to have the surgery or something like that. And like she was saying, it's kind of like, it's your mind meeting body, what you think and things like that. I think, I think it's disgusting when people just say like when you're gonna have the surgery or you had the surgery and things like that. I think it's so impersonal.
Ignorance.
It's ignorant.
Well, wasn't whether you're a man or a woman. She just
I mean,
wasn't a fan.
It's
You have a problem with this, don't you?
I have a great problem with it. First of all, you're all supposed to be looking like women, but you don't.
well, neither do you.
look-
Now that's enough.
That's
Yeah, this is the typical thing, like saying to trans people, we don't. Oh, you didn't. Sorry, I didn't show you it then. Sorry. Oh. I didn't show you. That was clever of me, wasn't it? Just me watching it. Yeah. So what you heard what she said then. So she said none of you look like women. But here's the thing, right? Women come in every different shape and style, right? She looks like this. They look like that. But there's always this thing like say, oh well, trans women, they don't look like women or something like that, or they try too hard or whatever. It's like, I don't know. I think you just choose your own style. I dress this way. I'm happy as I am. But did it take me time to find my own style? Of course. I mean, I tried different styles. I probably tried styles that maybe were too young for me. I tried styles that were too old for me. I'd wear something and I'd think I look like, my grandmother, or I'd put something on and think like, well, that's not appropriate. So I don't think what you wear depicts that. But there is this argument, especially if people don't really like trans people, where they say like, oh, you don't look like women, you don't wear right. Let's see what she says anyway, because
okay. No, it's
I
not
thought you were a
enough.
man.
No, it's
Now
not
enough.
enough.
Wait a minute. Let me tell you something.
They're all coming after you now.
Wait a
she
minute.
just called you.
Excuse me, Jenny.
Jenny, what is her name?
She
What's
looks
your
like a
name?
man. What's your name?
This is Helen.
Helen. Look at all of us.
Michelle, you go first. Michelle, what?
Look at all of us, honey. Look at all the legs. Look at the face, the eyes, the hair. Do you look like this?
Takes more
Does
than
your
that to
daughter
make
look
a
like
woman,
this?
honey.
Does your daughter look like this, honey?
I don't know. Anyway, it can be entertainment. I don't know. Let's see. Let me push it on to a little bit more. Let's see if there's anything else.
That's just life. And I've chose this life. I'm going to have to accept what other people's attitudes.
But I
So it's
All right,
to
that
me,
sounds
it's,
interesting.
You know,
Let's see
then
what
I'll
else is
probably
that.
be
But
hurt.
why?
You
Let's see
do.
some stuff.
You can't force people to love you and like you. They either take you. I only have 2 people that loves me, and if they didn't love me, then I could kill. Then I would probably be
But
hurt.
why did
It
you
would be my
choose this
parents.
lifestyle?
My father, my mother.
So like she said, why did you choose this lifestyle? This is the thing. I mean, back then, I think there was still the kind of like thinking like, oh, it's a choice. well, that's a good point, isn't it? Why would anyone choose this? To choose it, you don't choose it. You just are. Choose it. It's not a choice. That's the thing.
There is the two people that loves me. Now, for those of you here, if you love me, if you don't, it's fine. It doesn't hurt me with the remark you made, ma'am. It doesn't hurt me because that's just life. And I've chose this life. I'm going to have to accept what other people's attitudes.
But
So to me, it's not a problem.
Yeah, you see, there were definitely that. Like she says, like, I just have to accept other people's attitudes. But I think you don't. I think back then maybe she felt like I have to accept that. No, you don't. No, you need to stand. You can stand up and you can fight for your rights. So no, don't just accept what other people think of you.
For what she said, who she thinks is pretty.
But
who
why
she's
did you
not.
choose this life? Why did you choose it?
Because
Stop using that. Choose this life. Ugh.
I feel comfortable with what I'm doing. And if I didn't, I wouldn't have. I won't go completely for the sex change because one thing, no matter what science does, I will never feel what a woman feels like.
Ugh. Okay, I don't agree with them. I don't agree with them. Let's see what else we've got anyway.
Talking to Silver, Exotica, Mimi, Lay, and Michelle, trans.
She's happy. She
Ads for escort service with girls.
Okay, so
Now,
this is all kind of the same thing. So it's about escorting and stuff like that. Yeah, whatever. Okay, where are we at? I tried some. It don't really work for me. This. Let me see. Okay, so I don't know what we're on now. We're nearly on 2 hours, so I think I'll call it a day, really. But if you've tuned in today, thank you for watching. And if you've tuned in to watch this later on, well, also thank you. I think I'm probably going to re-edit the video because at the end of the day, there was a lot of like cuts and stuff in it. So I'm going to want to change a few things. It looks like I could actually cover a little bit of a video. So that was a bit of an interesting thing. So I think next time what I'll do, I will try and select some videos that we can watch. Like I said, if you want to join either the channel, well, the channel support is the one I'm really saying. If you want to join the channel support, that's the link below. If you want to like subscribe to my Patreon, it's free. You can join there as well. So please do that. If you've not seen my recent videos, go check them out because there's a lot there. And read the comments. There's a lot of comments now. So go underneath and read some of the comments. And yeah, I think that's really it for today. I'm going to try and be doing I'm doing a live show for channel supporters every Sunday. And that's more or less definite unless I can't do it because I'll be somewhere or I'm traveling or something and I can't do it. Then I won't do the show. But if I can, I'll be doing it. So probably most weeks I will do it on a Sunday because it's a channel supporters live show. And then I'm going to try and do at least one live show publicly a week. I'd like to do more, but I think I need to get back into the flow. So I think probably what I'll do is, seeing this work this time, I will do some more videos like this. So I think I can cover videos. So I'll try. But like I said, join my Patreon because then I can do whatever on my Patreon. Yeah, have I covered everything I wanted to cover? I think so. I think that's it, really. I mean, to be honest with you, this was mainly just a kind of catch up and just talk with people. And I think I've done that. So that was my main aim today. But yeah, one last thing. Yeah, just thank you for joining. I probably next time. I'd like to use my camera, to be honest with you. I'm already fed up using just the iPhone, but it does work, doesn't it? It's probably better than the camera, to be honest with you. Okay, let's call it a night. Yeah, let's call it a night. Well, anyway, thank you, and I will see you again soon. I have a video, by the way, tomorrow. If you're interested, if you're a subscriber, I have another video coming out, and it's another like trans history. I kind of keep the Sundays to more like to do with history videos. So yeah, check that one out because it's quite a good one. And I'll be talking about it in the the Sunday live show for Sunday supporters, channel supporters. Anyway, I'm going to say goodbye, and I will see you again soon.